News network Al Jazeera will buy Al Gore's Current TV. Joining me now is reporter Keach Hagee from New York. Okay, Keach, Al Jazeera has been trying to penetrate the U.S. audience for some time now. So purchasing Current TV, is it likely it will do so?
Absolutely. That's the strategy behind this move. That's what they all announced was the idea. Al Jazeera has tried to get a foothold in small cable markets. It's tried to penetrate the U.S. market online, but it's not had any success getting a national cable carrier. This is the first time it's done so. Current has about 60 million viewers, or 60 million households that it reaches, which is not as good of a distribution as a full distribution, which is around 90 million, but it's still pretty good, and it's a lot more than Al Jazeera had before.
Okay, and Al Jazeera has suffered criticism in the past. Around a decade ago, remember it was showing some videos of Al Qaeda, which was highly criticized in the U.S. Any thoughts about any possible backlash, political backlash, given the fact that Al Jazeera is an Arab station taking over a U.S. station?
Al Jazeera has really undergone a remarkable brand transformation in the U.S. in the last couple of years. It's true that that's the first thing that comes to mind or came to mind for a lot of Americans for a long time. But Al Jazeera English's coverage, particularly of the Arab Spring, really got a lot of people's attention, got a lot of praise from Washington, from the State Department, and kind of among the chattering classes, I guess, of the U.S. I do think there is likely to be a small backlash because I've done reporting before. There are people out there that just don't like Al Jazeera because it's owned by Qatar, and that's it. But that's a very, very small minority, and I think the opinion of Al Jazeera's brand has changed a lot.
Okay, Time Warner, the U.S., the second largest cable operator in the U.S., has just recently announced that it would drop Current TV from its cable lineup. Any reason, was there any reason given for doing this?
Yeah, they dropped it because of the deal. That's what Joel Hyatt, who is one of the co-founders of Current, said in his announcement to staff. We tried to get as many distributors to come with us. This one didn't want to come. Fine, we'll find someone else. And we've heard from our own reporting from the Time Warner Cable side that yes, it was because of the deal.
Did they say though why they just didn't want? Was it because it's Al Jazeera? They didn't want Al Jazeera on the cable.
I don't think it's because of the content of Al Jazeera. It's complicated because Al Jazeera does have relationships with various cable carriers in small markets around the U.S. They're a little bit in D.C., they're a little bit in Burlington, Vermont, and so there was some chatter that they already have relationships with Time Warner on some of those other places. So it's not the content. It's more just a business decision, I think.
Al Jazeera says that it will rebrand Current TV Al Jazeera America. Any idea whether or not Al Gore will be involved in the new channel, and what will happen to existing programming?
Current TV, as we now know it, is pretty much going to go away. Some of the staffers may well be hired by the new channel Al Jazeera America. They're here in New York. They have the right skills to do that. Al Gore hasn't come out and said anything about this yet, but there are going to be some members of Current TV's existing leadership that will sit on an advisory board for Al Jazeera America.
Okay, thanks very much. Keach Hagee joining us from New York. For more on that story, you could go to WSJ.com. I'm Deborah Kahn for the Wall Street Journal Digital Network.